The Jacobite is a steam locomotive-hauled tourist train service that operates over part of the West Highland Line in Scotland. It has been operating under various names and with different operators every summer since 1984. It has played an important role in sustaining a scenic route. History. The Murrag extension of the West Highland Line opened in 1901 and was operated by the North British Railway. It was intended to help open up this rural and remote part of the Scottish Atlantic coast, and the building of the line was heavily subsidised by the British government. It became part of the London and North Eastern Railway at the grouping in 1923 and British Railways at nationalisation in 1948. Regular steam services over the West Highland Line were withdrawn in 1967, in line with the British Rail Modernisation Plan, which outlined the replacement of all steam locomotives with more efficient and reliable diesel locomotives. In 1984, ScotRail reintroduced a steam-hauled service over part of the line in an effort to encourage tourism and boost income on the heavily subsidised line. Called the West Highlander, it proved successful and continued in subsequent years. It was later renamed the Lochaber. The Jacobite at Fort William Station. In 1995, following the privatisation of British Rail, the operating licence for the West Highlander trains was granted to West Coast Railways, WCR, and they began operating the service that summer under the new name of the Jacobite, after the historic Jacobite political movement which has many local connections. 2. The daily service departs Fort William at 10:15 and arrives at Mullaig at 12:25. The return from Mullaig departs at 14:10, arriving back into Fort William at 16:00. 3. The service crosses the additional afternoon train at Glenfinnan on Mondays to Fridays, and this is the only regular crossing of two steam services passing each other on the national network. In 2011, for the first time, WCR added a second daily, the Jacobite, from Fort William to Mullaig due to demand, using Ian Riley's Black 544871 and a spare set of coaches that were formerly used for the Cambrian. The additional service departs Fort William at 14:30 with an arrival time back in Fort William of 20:30 and runs from June to August, Monday to Friday. The future of the Jacobite was thrown into doubt in 2015 by the complete suspension of West Coast Railway's train operating company licence. The ban was lifted on 8 May 2015, allowing the service to resume. West Coast Railway were banned again between February and March 2016. The railway resumed service later, but due to safety concerns it was suspended again in July 2023, with passengers offered full refunds. 4. Another suspension of service occurred in March 2024, with West Coast Railways attempting to seek exemption from the Office of Rail and Road from a requirement to install a central locking system to its carriages. 5. The service suspension caused complaints from the local community due to the economic impact caused by the reduction of tourists visiting the region. 6. Competing excursion train company Locomotive Services Limited ran the West Highlander excursion as a trial run in April 2024 over the Jacobite's route from Fort William to Mullaig while the West Coast Railway operation was shut down. 7. 8. West Coast Railways announced a return to service in April using modern coaching stock as a stopgap measure shortly afterwards.